You're a black man, you're a black woman, or this is the first time you're coming across my page online, the Ebenezer Herus page. I want to formally welcome you and congratulate you. Welcome to the biggest page in Africa, a page that will open your eyes for you to know that part of your untold African history that the schools and the universities will never teach you. They can never teach you what I teach you here online because they were created by the colonial masters in Africa during colonialism for them to demonize your African ancestors, to tell you that your African ancestors never did anything great in antiquity, so that you're going to feel demoralized as a black person and lack confidence in yourself. But don't worry, I am Ebenezer Heru. This is my page. Follow the page. I am dedicated to open your eyes, to tell you that part of your untold African history that they declared forbidden. TikTok. This video is strictly for educational purpose and not a way to ridicule or to caricature anyone or any group of persons or any race. It is strictly for educational purpose. Therefore, if you see this video on your FYP, do well to share it in order for it to go viral. And for those of you who love what I do here online and you want to purchase or you want to buy a copy of the book I authored, The Untold History of the Black Race and the Fall of African Civilization, the book is still available. It is available only in PDF format, not in hard copy. So if you're interested to buy the book, send a message to my inbox right now on TikTok. In fact, it is the best-selling book online right now as we speak when it comes to African history. A book that will open your eyes, that will expose the forbidden knowledge that the schools and the universities are forbidden to teach. Now, you have to understand, you that is listening to me, I am talking to you as a black man, as a black woman. You have to understand that you have a great responsibility bestowed on your shoulders. You have a compendium and an enormous responsibility bestowed on you to research your African history in order to pass that knowledge to our unborn generation of Africans. You see, we have been bamboozled, deceived, indoctrinated, brainwashed by our slave and colonial masters that it was the Europeans who gave us civilization as Africans. That is a blatant lie. That is the greatest lie ever told to destroy the black man's confidence. But don't worry, I am here to give you that confidence. I am here to teach you the truth. It was our African ancestors who gave the Europeans civilization twice. The first civilization we gave to the Europeans was when we allowed them to come to Africa to be educated in the mystery system, which is the mystery school established by our African ancestors. Now, before I go into that, I want to inform you that the oldest university in the world was not built in Europe. The oldest university in the world was built in Africa, in Morocco, that is in Fars, Morocco, around 859 AD. It is named the Al-Qairine University. Before Oxford and Cambridge, our African ancestors had the Al-Azhar University, established in 970 AD in Cairo, Egypt. This was before Oxford and Cambridge. Now, we gave civilization to the Europeans twice. The first civilization we gave to them was when we allowed them to come to Africa to be educated in our mystery school. Because you have to understand, the African people are the first civilized people. They have been into the science of astronomy, medicine, mathematics, surgery, architecture, engineering, you name it. We have been there. So people all over the world, they come to us to get educated. People like Socrates, Plato, Aristotle through Alexander the Great in 332 BCE came to Africa to be educated in Egypt. Pythagoras, according to Isaac Newton, Pythagoras spent 22 years learning mathematics and mysticism on the feet of our black African ancestors. But they will never teach you. Thales, Anaximander, Anaxagoras, they all came to Africa. Herodotus in 450 BCE came to Africa to receive his early education. Diodorus Siculus, they all came to Africa to receive their early education. Now, when they went back to Europe, they started calling themselves the father of this, the father of that. Meanwhile, they are children who came to Africa to receive their early education from our African ancestors. The second civilization that we gave to the Europeans was when we left North Africa. We were called the Moors, M-O-O-R-O-S. We were called the Moors. We left North Africa. We went to Europe. We conquered the Europeans and we ruled them for over 700 years. But let me tell you, open your government textbooks and your history textbooks. You're going to see where they said that Africans were colonized by the Europeans, that the British colonized us, the French colonized us, the Portuguese colonized us. But they will never tell you that there was a time your African ancestors invaded the Europeans and colonized them for over 700 years. Are you aware that it was our African ancestors who taught the Europeans how to bathe regularly? Before this time, that is before 711 AD, the Europeans were not hygienic. They believed that if they bathe regularly, they are going to have skin infection. It was our African ancestors who invented chemical in Egypt, in Ethiopia, and Sudan as soap, introduced it to the Europeans during their dark ages, and taught them how to bathe regularly. They believed that if they bathe regularly, they are going to have skin infection. What about reading? It was our African ancestors who taught them how to read and how to write. They were not educated. The oldest university in Europe was established, was built, and was created by our African ancestors named the Moors. The University of Salamanca, which is still standing till today in Spain, was built by our African ancestors. The first teachers, professors, and lecturers of Oxford and Cambridge universities sat on the feet of our Black African ancestors in Spain in the University of Salamanca to learn how to start up a university system. But they will never teach you all these things I'm teaching you, because the history of the black man is highly political. That is why I implore you listening to me to wake up from your slumber. Even the name Europe was named after a black woman named Europa, a black woman from Phoenicia, which is present-day Lebanon. You have to wake up and start understanding your African history and pass this knowledge to the unborn generation of Africans. Peace.